Good morning. It's Monday, September 29th, 2008. I'm Marcel Gagné, your host for WFTL Bytes, the occasiodaily FOSS news show. Occasiodaily, by the way, is a word that I've coined that means daily or occasionally whenever I get around to doing one of these things. Right off the top, let's talk Linux distributions, okay? Oh, wait, my press hat. I need to have my press hat on. I've got another one just like this. It says Lion Tamer across the front. Lions, you don't get the reference. Never mind. Anyway, let's talk Linux distributions. There are 17,952 Linux distributions out there. Last time I checked, which was about 5 minutes ago. Oh, there goes another one. We just added another one to the list. Anyway, to make sense of all this, to make it easier for new users and so forth, the people over at TechRadar decided to make it easy on us by coming up with a list of 14 Linux distributions. And right off the top, we've got, ready for it, Debian, Fedora, OpenSUSE. Notice it doesn't say SUSE, it says OpenSUSE. Mandriva. Did you notice that in the top 4, Ubuntu wasn't there? Ubuntu is number 5. I'm just trying to start a flame war. The people over at TechRadar are quick to point out that they're not specifically putting them in order. They just got 14 of what they think are the best because they think they're all great. This isn't a fight. Let's not start a fight, okay? However, if you do want to fight, over at Computer World, cyber cynic Stephen J. Von Nichols reports on the Linux Plumber Conference in Portland. Did you know there was a Linux Plumber Conference? A Linux? Never mind. Anyway, kernel developer Greg Crow-Hartman decided to blast Canonical for how little they've contributed to the Linux kernel. Specifically, he comes up with this number, and I'm going to read it because I want the exact number. 0.10068% of the contributions to the Linux kernel over the last 3 years. Effectively, zippity-doo-dah, according to Hartman. However, Canonical points out that they're not in the business of making kernels and stuff like that. They're in the business of contributing to Linux as a whole in the community and pushing a Linux distribution and making Linux popular. And frankly, as probably one of the most popular Linux distributions out there, I find it hard to argue with that. But anyway, you can read the whole story from SVJN, or SJVN. Oh my God, sorry, Stephen. Anyway, oh, by the way, top contributors, number 2 is Red Hat. Novell, who Greg Crow-Hartman works for, is number 5. Speaking of 5, we've got the top 5 pop culture references. Well, top 5 Linux pop culture references brought to us by David Williams over at IT Wire. And I'm not sure I agree with his list entirely because one of them is not a Linux pop culture reference, specifically as a Unix pop culture reference, and it goes like this. Oh, this is a Unix system. I know this. You can read the others. The links are at the bottom of this thing, by the way. Speaking of Linux and all these distributions and so forth, the one that just appeared this morning was inspired by a book by Cory Doctorow called Little Brother, and it's called Paranoia Linux. And the whole point is it's a Linux distribution that assumes that, yes, everyone is out to get you, including the government, and they're watching you. So this is a distribution that just assumes that everybody is against you, and it's trying to protect you right from the get-go. Check it out, paranoidlinux.org, and if you don't feel paranoid enough, I've got a couple of additional links for you on intellectual property and copyright that you might find interesting. Remember, at the bottom of this thing, well, under the video, you know, the links are there. That's it. I'm done. I'm done for today, and whatever. Bye. No, I'm really done. You can go now. No, really.